Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Crossover and rock under V9. Got an epic problem for you today. Beginning the video with this orange V4, V5. This one was a little tougher than expected. This whole set was definitely stepped up a notch, which I really enjoy. Made you really work for stuff, try hard, and starting to get those expectations back to a more normal feel. So here just going out left and then coming into an undercling, which already felt a little heavy. Rocking up on top of this feature. Had to get some high feet here. Really standing up, tossing up left. Get another high foot before getting to the top here. And these holds look really positive, but it didn't quite feel over. Had to kind of come in, considered matching up top, but just kept my left hand down low. Went out to a pretty juggy hold, and then moved here to the finish, but was surprisingly pumped. Wasn't prepared to try so hard on this. Pretty happy about that once again though. It was tough because I feel like right after quarantine we were all getting back to things, and the routes were definitely, well actually at first they were super hard. That first video I put out, those are real tough, and then they made them a lot easier to kind of compensate, I think give people some confidence back, things like that, and then they're starting to really step them up a notch. So V6, V7 here, pink holds. This one is more of a really consistent endurance crimp route. So just kind of sizing up the holds here, getting my beta ready. Just kind of thinking, okay, yeah, the movement looked pretty obvious to me. Figured I knew what I was doing. Hopping right on here. So it starts down low with two pretty good pinches, and then immediately bumping up to the sloper right hand. Shuffle my feet, do a little foot switch, and then I try to come into this side pull, but definitely could not stand up on it. Just kind of figured I would use it because it was there, but this time I opt to instead just match on the really big pinch. And that will help keep my weight off to the right, not cut, and then I'm able to go out right to that crimp. From here I get my left foot up and then just go directly to the first of those first three holds. Here I go right and then bump that up. The sloper actually felt like one of the best holds on this top section, so I match it up. Foot didn't feel great. Cut right there, which is kind of on me for not keeping the body tension. Able to go up left, was starting to get tired here, didn't expect to use so much finger strength. Outright, barely keeping it on, fingers getting tired, but walk it over, get my feet set, and I knew I had to cross off left, but I just felt really tired. So I try and go up right here, and was still just pumped out of my mind, unable to come in left. Just figured, okay, just hit it fresh, move quickly, save energy, and then will have enough to get the send. So similar bait at the beginning here, I just kind of know what I'm in for. It really does help to move quickly, but of course you still have to move smoothly. There's an old saying that slow is smooth and smooth is fast, and that is definitely true. But I think once you get that really smooth, flowy type of movement down, you still want to move a little more quickly. Like if you watch Adam Andra, definitely moving quickly and using technique extraordinarily well, but he moves pretty quick. He really kind of sets himself up, goes to the next hold, and I mean, if any of you have just hung on holds or done hangboarding, you know that a few seconds can make a pretty big difference if you're really crimping down hard. So we're gonna jump straight into the meat of this episode. The black V9. I really do think this one is more of a V9 than a V8. Definitely tough. The crux is in the beginning. So it starts out, you have a great hold on the side there, and then a big pinch. So I figured, get a toe hook set up, and then you have two crimps that have blockers on top, forcing you to just use the outside edge. So from there, I kind of shuffle my weight out left once I release the toe. That hold down low, you really couldn't bear any weight on because of the angle it was at. It sloped out. So I tried to use it, but was just a bit confused. So you see that I have my right hand on the right side and left there, so I'm doing like a double Gaston, basically. Able to have my hands kind of both sides and really kind of pull outwards. So once again, I'm trying to use this big pinch because the pinch is really positive. So I figure, hey, if I go up right, that'll set me up to then go out left to that fourth hold all the way to the left of the feature. So I thought that using the pinch and the toe hook, which are both really positive, I could get set up on that crimp and then release, but the crimp was really not that great. It was pretty tough to pull that off. So you see I'm just kind of feeling the holds, just sizing up what I should be doing here. And then I get set up, try it in ISO, but was just surprised. Didn't feel very comfortable in that position. That foot on the feature below is high enough that you feel really scrunched. So I'm going with the toe hook beta here again. I get my right and left set up on the crimps, release that toe, keeping a bunch of core tension, and I try to just bump out left right away. Was actually pretty close there, but you see that the point of the feature is right where my chest is, and I really couldn't get close to the wall. I'm popping off the foot chip. So this is another day full of attempts on this problem. I'm just mentally getting ready here, kind of looking over the moves. So I was blessed with some beta from Mike Bieniek, the head setter, who will appear in this episode. Haha, spoiler alert. So he does a cross under. So you see I'm actually going up left right away, eliminate the toe hook. Once I hit the left crimp, I just kick the foot out to the box feature. So here once again, I was thinking, well, what if I get set up like how I was? Can I make it out to that left hold? Definitely was unable to. So here I'm just giving the cross under beta another go. So kicking that left foot out, really sinking down on that, crossing under, and then trying to transition my weight and rock over on that foot. The issue that I encounter, and you're going to see countless times in this episode, is that my foot will pop off that little foot chip. Even though the foot chip is rather good, it is just, once again, high enough to just be difficult to use and slightly uncomfortable. So I'm opting for the cross under beta again here, really trying to rock out and slap the feature and hope that I can slap the feature, stop my momentum for a second, and then pop out left. So I give this one quite a few goes. I just completely have abandoned my toe hook beta. Really no sense in doing that. I'm just kind of wasting energy. So Ethan, local climber, he actually went up to a little foot chip directly above the feature. And I tried that one off camera, but was unable to do so. But here I'm talking with Ted. My boy Ted is the beta master. Real smooth, flowy climber. And I was kind of talking through the problem here and show him this and actually execute that Crux move for the first time. So this brings me to the second half of the problem. You match on that hold, shoot up left and hit another blocked hold. There's a blocker on top, crimpy. Pretty good right hand there. And even though there's a Gaston out right, it felt really intuitive to come into this undercling. I do try to use the Gaston to set myself up even better. And then really from there, you're supposed to shoot up left, but it just felt kind of awkward, or at least, I mean, I'm not really getting the most out of that undercling. But since I've struck the Crux move for the first time, managed to get it, I'm pretty stoked and I hop back on. It's funny though how after talking out loud with someone about the problem, it's the first time I hit that move. Definitely a benefit to that. Once again, I always find that climbing with others is fun and really helps. So anyways, we're going to break up the attempts on that. There's about 1 million of them. And I'm going to hop on this green V6, V7. One of the easier orange tags in this particular set. Definitely not as tough as that pink one in the beginning of the episode. But just some slopey pinches to begin here. I'm bumping that right hand up and then going left hand on the feature, which felt pretty good because of the angle. Just going heel hook, grabbing the right hand, and then I'm bumping it up. Getting a little spread out, but that's a pretty positive hold. Matching that up, able to get the left foot up, stand up, hit this hold, and once again match. Not a big fan of matching on holds, but if it's the most intuitive thing to do in the moment, I will for sure do it. And really, last move was a little bit spicy, but can pretty well just go right up and grab it. Locked in with the high foot there once you get that. So happy to get a send. Feels really good after just struggling on black for so long. Let's go. And this is actually earlier in the session, but I did climb this pink guy here, V4, V5. This one was a cool problem. One very specific crux, which is not always the case with the green tags in our gym. But I did see some climbers working it, which of course is always really fun when anyone's at their limit. And his undercling move gave them some trouble, which was way harder than I expected. It doesn't look that challenging there, but you really had to kind of toss up and almost felt a little desperate. But it's fun to have movement like that in every single grade and variety, just to push people and challenge them. But once again, pretty happy just to get a send. Always feels nice to, accomplish and get to the top of something after you're falling off countless times. So here we got a little, cameo from the boy, Mike Beanick. Great climber. He's in charge of setting up all these routes, which I really appreciate. So I'm hopping back on this black route, rock over, cross under, trying hard. Definitely a bit tricky with that Crux move. It's very Cruxy here, as you can see. And I spent a lot of time working on the end, which I don't really film and show. I was trying not to film all of my tries in isolation, things like that, just to save myself some time in editing and not have like tons of footage of me working on this thing. I wanted it to be mainly just like my true attempts from the beginning, just to hopefully show progress and just show you all how much time and effort I was putting into this bad boy. Definitely more of a proper project. I think this is my third session of really trying it, which is different from the previous routes in the gym. Love it. Definitely feels good. I haven't been doing as much board climbing on the moon board and kilter board because of it. That's okay. You gotta spice things up. So a little motivation from the boys there. It's a big FU to that joker climbing in the video. If only he was better, he'd send this. But here, once again, just giving it a try from the start. I'm getting closer. As you can see, I'm almost grabbing that. My feet are cutting, but honestly, I don't really care as long as both my hands stay on and I'm able to just execute that move even one time. It was good. My crimp strength, my finger strength is not my strongest right now. The rest of my body feels super strong, but I need to catch them up. But my boy Isaiah there, giving me a little elbow bump. Of course, staying safe, trying not to touch hands, but it's the motivation I need to get on this thing. Cross under, really toeing in. I'm really focusing and digging that toe. It does cut off, but I'm able to catch that for the first time. Match this bad boy up, and then I'm doing a big toss up left, snag the crimp, coming up right to that pretty positive pinch, hopping the foot up. And what was key here is I get my left foot just on the corner of the feature, and that makes me just tall enough to reach up, snag that move, which felt a bit more desperate than it appears. And then, thankfully, real juggy top hold. So I'm getting that. Stoked to get the send. Feels good. And there were so many climbs in this set that there will be another video coming out shortly with the rest of the climbs. Another black tag challenging me. But thanks for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Much love. Peace.